Hello, and thank you for your interest in volunteering at the Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA. We're so excited to have you volunteer with us. This video will tell you more about our shelter, opportunities for volunteers, and our expectations of volunteers. The Charlottesville-Albemarle SPCA works to advance the compassionate treatment of animals by providing sheltering, medical care, and behavioral services to dogs and cats, by finding permanent caring homes for animals, and by furthering education and outreach. We care for about 3,200 animals annually. Most are cats and dogs, but we also occasionally have rabbits, ferrets, rats, and other small animals in our care. We are also home to an on-site veterinary clinic that provides all of our animals with essential medical care. As a no-kill shelter since 2006, we work to find every animal who comes into our care a safe and permanent home. Often, we will have animals adopted directly from our shelter into their forever homes, but we also work with fosters, rescue groups, and trainers to help animals who need more behavioral attention. Only in very unusual circumstances, and after pursuing all other options, do we euthanize animals who come into our care. We have about a 95% save rate for all animals. Our no-kill mission also means helping families keep their pets by offering low-cost veterinary clinics to qualifying families and other special programs to improve pet retention. It also means transporting in animals from overcrowded shelters and assisting in rescue efforts after natural disasters. Whenever we have the capacity, we consider it our responsibility to help those other shelters by transferring in animals. For this reason, you should expect to see full kennels and cages every time you come in to volunteer. So why should you become a volunteer? No matter how you decide to volunteer here, whether it's working directly with animals, helping at the rummage store, or promoting the shelter at offsite events, you will be enriching the lives of animals who have nowhere to call home. You will be showing them love when they most need it and making a difficult time in their lives more pleasant. We ask for 3 big qualities from our volunteers: commitment, positivity, and adherence to safety procedures. First up, commitment. We ask all new volunteers to commit to at least 30 hours of service in their first 6 months with us. We ask for this upfront commitment because training new volunteers requires significant time and energy from our staff and current volunteers, so we'd like to know that you are dedicated to staying with us. You will sign up for your volunteer shifts, including your training shifts, through the Better Impact Opportunities tab. Simply search for and select the activity you are interested in to schedule yourself. You will only be able to view and sign up for activities you are qualified to do. Right now, you will only see training opportunities. Once you complete training, more opportunities will become visible to you. You can click on the blue eye icon to find out more information about each activity. After you click on an activity, you will be able to see all the shifts that you can sign up for. You can sign up for many shifts at once. If you are unable to come in for a scheduled shift, you can also remove yourself from that shift by going to the Schedule tab and selecting the Remove button next to your shift. For some shifts, like offsite events and training shifts, you will not see the Remove button within 72 hours of that shift. If you need to cancel in that case, please email or call to let us know. You can also contact us using the Contact tab on Better Impact, selecting the volunteer coordinator, and then typing and sending your message. Ideally, we also like for volunteers to commit to a set weekly schedule. You might, for example, become a dedicated cat socializer on Wednesdays from 11:45 to 3 p.m. Set weekly schedules help our animals feel more comfortable with you, and they help our humans get to know you and your abilities. However, we know not everyone can commit to this kind of schedule, so if you have a variable work or school schedule, we'd still love for you to come in when you can. Please just be sure to sign up for your shifts ahead of time. The second thing we ask of volunteers is positivity. Animal shelters can be sad places, so we work hard to add positivity to the lives of our animals, our volunteers, and our staff members. In practice, striving towards positivity means many things. We ask volunteers to work collaboratively and enthusiastically with one another and with staff, so that means focusing on mutual encouragement and joint problem solving. We require volunteers to use positive reinforcement-based training methods when working directly with the animals. You will learn more about these methods if you choose to complete dog walking or cat socialization volunteer training, but in general, it means that we add happy things to our animals' lives rather than using punishment-based methods. We also invite our volunteers to be positive and enthusiastic when interacting with potential adopters, shelter visitors, and rummage store shoppers. And finally, we also ask that you only come in to volunteer when you are feeling up to it. And this is the one caveat to our commitment requirement. Our animals can sense if you're having a bad day, and they'll feel better if they're surrounded by happy humans. Spending time in an animal shelter can be overwhelming, and it's normal to need a break on occasion. So if you aren't feeling well, emotionally or physically, please cancel your shift, and we'll be really happy to see you next time. And also, if you do have any concerns or questions, please contact the volunteer coordinator directly. We'll be happy to talk with you and your ideas and hopefully find a solution. Finally, we ask our volunteers to stay safe by complying with all verbal and posted instructions and by dressing appropriately for your volunteer tasks. All volunteers are required to wear long pants and closed-toe shoes every time they come in. It's actually in our insurance policy that you will be wearing pants and closed-toed shoes, so as much as we want your help, a staff member will send you home if you're dressed inappropriately, especially if you're working directly with the animals. After you complete training, you also receive a name tag that you should wear during every shift. And we also strongly encourage you to wear your volunteer t-shirt, which you will receive when you first come to the shelter for volunteer training. Although we will train you on how to prevent injuries, accidents are always possible when you are volunteering at an animal shelter. If you are hurt while volunteering here, please notify a front desk staff member or rummage store staff member immediately. We also have first aid kits throughout the building, including at the volunteer sign-in station. If an animal was involved in your injury, we also make sure that the animal gets the medical and behavioral attention that they need. Please note that because we are a no-kill shelter, if an animal does scratch or bite you, they will not be euthanized. Instead, they're going to get the training and medical attention that they need to do better next time. We also love for you to share any positive information with us. If you take cute videos or photos, please send them to info@caspca.org. We may use these photos and videos to advertise the animals and help them find homes. Usually while you're interacting with the animals, we don't want you to be on your phone, but if you want to take a quick pause to capture a cute photo, we definitely encourage that. So what can you help us with? We have lots of volunteer opportunities at the CASPCA. You can read about all of these opportunities on the Better Impact volunteer website by going to the Opportunities tab and clicking on the blue eye icons. There you will find a description of each opportunity, including information about how physically intense it is, during which hours the opportunity is available, and age limitations. You should look through these descriptions to decide which opportunity suits you best before you sign up for additional trainings. If you ever need help determining which volunteer opportunity is best for you, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd be happy to help you decide. Now we're going to introduce you to some of our most common volunteer opportunities, but please be sure to look through the entire list on the Opportunities tab. We add new options frequently, so the following information is not complete. Right now, we need the most help with our off-site fundraisers and adoption events. Want to help us raise money for the shelter? Or give a dog who's been here too long the opportunity to find the right home? then we'd love to have you help at our offsite events. These are great opportunities to engage with members of the public and discuss with them the problem of animal homelessness in our area and what the CASPCA is doing to help. At these events, you'll get to share your passion for animal welfare, as well as bring in much-needed donations for the shelter. We have a few monthly standbys, and we also have some one-time events that come up periodically. Many of our offsite event volunteers are also dog walkers, cat socializers, and front lobby volunteers, and they use the stories from their direct animal work to share with members of the public at these events. You can find all of our offsite events listed under the Adoption and Fundraising Offsite Events tab on the Opportunities tab on Better Impact. You'll also receive weekly emails from the volunteer coordinator advertising upcoming events. Do you thrive in high-energy environments? Are you a problem solver with a can-do attitude and have a knack for organization? If so, volunteering in our front lobby may be the right fit for you. Front lobby volunteers help our staff accept and sort through donations, greet visitors, and clean lobby cat cages, among other as-needed tasks. They often get to see adoptions happen, which is really exciting. Front lobby volunteers should be able to stand for extended periods of time. All volunteers 14 and older are welcome. Dog walkers take dogs out onto the trails that surround our building and into play parks for off-leash playtime. They also train dogs using positive reinforcement techniques so that the pups are better prepared for home life. Afternoon dog walkers also talk to potential adopters about the dog's exciting personalities and antics. Dog walkers also help out at off-site adoption events and with playgroups, where they bring dogs in and out of a play park to spend time together under the direction of a staff member. This is a physically intense assignment, so expect to get dirty and sweat a bit if you decide to become a dog walker. Dog walker volunteers need to be able to walk for extended periods of time. Some of our dogs are quite strong, and volunteers need to be able to hold on tight to a leash and keep their balance. Volunteers do choose which dogs they take out, and they can decide to stick only to small dogs. Volunteers must be 16 or older for this assignment. For Fido field trips, volunteers take a dog out of the shelter for a few hours or a full day. These trips can include hiking, walking at a park, or just relaxing at home. We'll match you up with a dog based on your plans for the day. The volunteer handler must be 18 years old or older for this activity, but we can match you with a kid-friendly dog if you want your whole family to participate. We have pickup times available every day. Cat socializers work together to let cats out in groups or individually to get some exercise, attention, and social time. They also train cats using positive reinforcement techniques so that the kitties are better prepared for home life. Cat socializers also talk to potential adopters and introduce them to cats that they might like. Cat socializers spend most of their time standing and walking around, though it is possible to sit with the cats as well. Cat socializers help in our cat rows in the afternoons, or they can socialize lobby cats in the mornings. Volunteers 16 and older are welcome for this assignment. In the mornings, volunteers help staff with cleaning the kennels. Whether it's in our kitten hallway or cat rows, we could use your help getting the shelter spotless and ready for visitors. You may also help water and feed animals as directed by staff. These tasks can be physically intense and require you to be able to stand and walk for extended periods of time and lift up to 20 pounds. All volunteers 14 and older are welcome. Our secondhand shop brings in tons of money for the shelter each month, helping us pay for food, shelter, and toys for the animals. You can help by sorting through donations and organizing the store. Our rummage store volunteers love the work they do, and bonus, volunteers get first dibs to purchase all the cool items that come in. Volunteers mostly stand during their shifts at the rummage store. All volunteers 14 and older are welcome. Are you skilled with social media, presentations, or photography? We're looking for volunteers to help us market the shelter and our animals. The volunteer schedule is variable, and these tasks are usually completed on a project-to-project basis. This assignment is usually reserved for volunteers 18 and older. Volunteers also help us with various administrative and office tasks as we complete special projects and prepare for big events. Some of this work is done at the shelter, and some of it can be done remotely from the comfort of your home on your own time. Finally, volunteers are also welcome to foster some of their favorite shelter animals. Fosters give animals a break from kennel stress, as well as help us learn more about each animal in a home setting. You can help our animals find their forever homes by teaching them how to live in a home and gathering information about their personalities and sharing cute photos and videos with us. We have long and short-term foster opportunities available, from 1 day or even just a few hours long Fido field trips, to home for the holiday fosters, to months at a time. You can help the CASPCA animals by getting them out of the shelter. Visit the foster section of our website or email foster@caspca.org to get started. For parents volunteering with their children, we have a few different opportunities available. Please contact the volunteer coordinator to discuss these options. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, or if you need help finding a volunteer opportunity that is suitable to your physical abilities or plans for your time, please just contact us and we'll discuss different options with you. Once you finish watching this video and you complete the general orientation quiz, you will be able to sign up for more specific trainings for whatever you'd like to help us with. You are welcome to volunteer in multiple ways at the CASPCA, but we recommend starting with one opportunity for a month and then signing up for additional trainings later on, especially if you're interested in both dog walking and cat socializing. Some volunteer opportunities, like dog walking, cat socializing, and Fido field trips, will require you to watch additional videos online. After you complete the additional online training, you will then be able to sign up for a shadow session with an experienced volunteer or a Fido field trip slot. For other opportunities, like rummage store and front lobby volunteering, you will be able to sign up for a shadow shift right away. Please only sign up for shadow shifts that you can attend for the entire scheduled time. If you arrive more than 5 minutes late for your scheduled shadow, we may have to ask you to come back at another time. If you have any questions about how to use this website, please look at the Help tab and then email volunteer@caspca.org or call 434-973-5959, extension 308, if you still have questions. We need to reserve the parking spaces next to our shelter for potential adopters. All volunteers are required to use the staff volunteer parking lot just behind the shelter. The staff volunteer lot is located at 2075 Woodburn Road in Charlottesville. It will take most volunteers 2 to 3 minutes to walk from this lot to our front lobby. Parking instructions are attached to your volunteer welcome email, as well as posted in the resources section on the Home tab of Better Impact. If you are physically unable to walk up and down a set of stairs comfortably, please contact the volunteer coordinator so that we can discuss alternative arrangements. When you arrive at our shelter for the first time, your first step will be to head on over to our volunteer sign-in station. Walk through the front doors, then turn left and look for the volunteer computer in the front of the room. You will sign in at the computer using the same username you used to log into this site. Please remember to write down your username before arriving at the shelter. At the sign-in station, you will also make a volunteer in training name tag for yourself using a dry erase marker. After you complete volunteer training, the volunteer coordinator will make you a permanent name tag that will stay in the sign-in station in this box, alphabetized by last name. You must wear your name tag every time you come in to volunteer. Thank you so much for your interest in volunteering. We'll be so glad to have you join us. You will now take a quiz on this video, and then you will be able to sign up for more specific trainings.